If you've been charged with a DUI, one of the first questions on your mind is probably,
how much is this gonna cost me?
and more importantly, is hiring a lawyer actually worth it? In this video, the law offices of Dillon Borri breaks down what DUI attorneys typically charge, what factors affect those costs, and what you're actually paying for when you hire legal representation. We'll also talk about the difference between cheap versus experienced representation and how that decision can impact the outcome of your case. If you're facing a DUI right now, don't make a decision based on guesswork. Call 618-213-2312 or visit dillonborrolaw.com for a confidential consultation to discuss your options. We know you probably just want us to get straight to the point. How much does a DUI lawyer cost? And don't worry, we'll get there. But first, it's important to understand the different costs involved in a DUI and how attorney fees can vary depending on the specifics of your case. Factors that affect DUI lawyer costs. The cost of a DUI lawyer depends largely on how serious and complex your case is. Fees can also vary based on the lawyer's experience, the amount of work required, and any additional issues, like license suspension or other complications tied to your situation. In short, the more complex the case, the more time and strategy it requires, which can affect the overall cost. Factors that commonly affect how much your DUI case will cost include whether your case is a straightforward first-time offense or involves prior offenses or multiple offenses. The presence of aggravating factors such as high blood alcohol content, an alleged accident, injuries, or a minor in the vehicle. Whether the DUI charge is filed as a misdemeanor or escalates to felony charges. The experience, trial background, and reputation of the DUI lawyer you hire. The number of court dates, motions, hearings, and the likelihood that the case will go to trial. The county and courthouse where your case is pending, including local practices and how aggressively DUI cases are prosecuted. Additional issues such as license suspension hearings, professional license exposure, or other collateral consequences that have to be addressed. When you speak with a DUI attorney about fees, you should expect questions about these factors before you receive a realistic quote. A careful DUI defense practice ties its fee to the anticipated case complexity instead of offering one flat number for every situation. That approach helps align cost with the actual work needed to address the risks you face in your particular case. What your DUI lawyer fee usually covers. A DUI lawyer's fee typically covers everything needed to handle your defense from start to finish. It's designed to cover both the criminal case and the immediate impact on your driving privileges, so you're not navigating those issues on your own. Your DUI lawyer fee will usually cover reviewing police reports, videos, test results, and other evidence, and identifying issues that can be used in your defense. Advising you on DUI penalties, possible resolutions, and the consequences of a plea or trial. Appearing in court for arraignments, pre-trial hearings, status dates, and plea or sentencing hearings. Negotiating with prosecutors to seek reduced charges, alternative dispositions, or other favorable outcomes. Addressing driver's license issues, including filing a petition to rescind a statutory summary suspension or advising on driving relief. If your case requires a contested motion hearing or trial, some lawyers include that work in the original flat fee, while others charge a separate trial fee, so it is important to ask what is and is not included. Attorney fees generally do not cover court-imposed fines, treatment costs, ignition interlock charges, or reinstatement fees, which you remain responsible for paying directly. A candid conversation at the start of the case about what your fee covers and what additional legal costs you might face helps avoid surprises and lets you budget realistically for your DUI defense. Other costs in a DUI case beyond attorney fees. Attorney fees are only part of the total cost of a DUI. Common costs in a DUI case that are typically not covered by attorney fees include court fines and court fees. Judges can impose fines and mandatory surcharges, and clerks assess court costs for filing, processing, and multiple court appearances. These are paid directly to the court, not your lawyer. Bail and bond-related expenses. If you must post bail to be released from custody, that money or fee is separate from any legal bills and may be partially non-refundable. Towing and impound fees. If your vehicle was towed at the time of arrest, you may owe towing, storage, and impound fees that can climb quickly, depending on local rates and how long the car is held. DUI classes and alcohol education programs. Many DUI sentences require DUI education classes or treatment programs, which can cost several $100s or more and must be paid to the provider. Ignition interlock device costs. If you are ordered to install an ignition interlock device, you are responsible for the installation fee, often around $50 to $150, and monthly monitoring fees that commonly run $70 to $150. DMV and license reinstatement fees. Restoring driving privileges after suspension or revocation usually requires DMV or Secretary of State fees, which often fall between about $100 and $500, depending on the offense and state rules. Insurance premium increases. After a DUI conviction, car insurance rates often rise by 50 to 100% or more, adding thousands of dollars over several years, and these higher premiums are separate from any court-ordered payments. Miscellaneous costs. These can include probation supervision fees, drug and alcohol testing, missed work due to court or classes, and transportation expenses while your license is suspended. That said, a skilled attorney can often help reduce the overall financial impact, whether by minimizing fines, avoiding certain penalties, or improving the outcome of your case. A lot of people see attorney fees as just another expense on top of an already costly DUI. But in reality, having the right lawyer can reduce both your short-term and long-term costs, saving you more than you spend. Understanding the full picture up front helps you make a more informed decision about your case. So, how much does a DUI lawyer actually cost? Every DUI case is different, which means there's no one-size-fits-all price. The best way to understand what your case may cost is to speak directly with an attorney who can review your situation and give you a realistic estimate of legal fees, along with the other costs you may face. That said, as a general range, a straightforward first offense DUI may cost somewhere around $1,500 to $5,000, while more complex cases, such as repeat offenses or felony charges, can range from $2,500 to $10,000 or more, depending on the work involved. If you want a clear understanding of what your case may cost, the next step is to get a confidential consultation so you can make an informed decision. Call 618-213-2312 for a confidential consultation with a DUI lawyer today. How do I pay a DUI lawyer? DUI lawyers typically use a few common payment structures depending on the case. Most offer flat fees, where you pay one set amount upfront for the entire case, or hourly billing, where you pay for the time spent working on your defense, often starting with an upfront retainer. Flat fees are more common in straightforward cases, while hourly structures are usually used for more complex situations that require additional time, hearings, or investigation. The more serious or complicated the case, the more work is involved, which can affect how your attorney structures their fees. Common DUI fee structures and related arrangements include flat fee for the entire case, one set amount that covers most or all work on a misdemeanor DUI, from initial meetings and evidence review to routine court appearances and plea negotiations, sometimes excluding trial or certain motions that may require an additional agreement. Flat fee plus separate trial fee. A base flat fee that covers investigation, pre-trial conferences, and negotiation, with a separate fee if the case proceeds to a contested motion hearing or jury trial, which reflects the extra time and preparation that litigation requires. Hourly billing with retainer. The attorney tracks time spent on every task at an agreed hourly rate and bills against a retainer. This is more common in highly contested or unusual cases, where it is hard to predict how much work will be needed. Staged or phase-based fees. The case is broken into phases, such as an initial phase for review and early negotiations, and a later phase for motions or trial, with a separate fee for each stage so costs track the escalation of work. Payment plans or split payments on flat fees. Some firms allow clients to pay a flat fee in installments over time, which does not change the total attorney fees, but spreads out the payments so they are easier to manage. Contact the Law Office of Dillon, Borri, LLC for a free DUI consultation. Contact the Law Office of Dillon, Borri, LLC for a free DUI consultation to discuss your situation, your options, and the next steps. Call our office or submit an online form, and we will follow up to review your documents and start building a plan tailored to your case.